let's say for coffee and a chat, but it's alive. Who is with us? We've got two people. Usually when I say two people, someone drops off. But who is there? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Just going to refresh my video screen here so I can watch it on my laptop, read the text. And now everyone has gone. Makes you wonder what they were waiting for. Surely they know who I am. Otherwise they wouldn't be waiting. Have I disappointed you? Should I have been someone else? Right. So no one is watching, but I got a thumbs up. I have got a thumbs up from the Invisible Man. Now that is very impressive. Thank you, Invisible Man. Well, I think I will give this a couple of minutes. If no one comes, I have other things to do. 3 now. Wow, what's happened? I've gone from 0 to 3 and 2 likes. Mother, I have made it. Who's there? Speak, friends. Tell me who you are. Oh, the screen's on. Do we have volume? Can you hear me? 3 likes. Good Lord. This is a first. But do you like me enough to talk to me? Who is in the house? Who is in the Speaking of Asia house? 7. What's going on? There we go. Glenn Higgins, evening, Simon. How's life there? Hey, mate, how are you doing, Glenn? Welcome to the party. I don't know if you saw, Glenn, how's things in your world? Did you see, I put an advert on Facebook. I asked around about your potential Airbnb. Not got a lot of responses, mate. No one really seems to know. Most of the people I know live here and they've got their own places they rent out long term. So you have to message me again. We can talk about hotels, but I don't think I'm going to be much assistance on the Airbnb front unless we involve the Speaking of Asia community. Anyone out here or watching tonight who's in the Dumaguete area, can you recommend a good Airbnb? Kiddish, greetings, Simon. Hello, mate. How you doing? Neil Davis. What news? What news? I don't really have any news, mate. How are things with you, Neil? Mike Thompson. Hello, Simon. When are you releasing your next story? Well, I was going to do it tonight, but I've done the live stream instead. So I will do it tomorrow, mate. Stand on me. I will do it tomorrow. Glenn Higgins. No drama. All good. Carl Pleatsy. I Shepherd's Pie. That's a very good way of spelling it. Probably, is that how I say it? Shepherd's Pie? Welcome, Carl. So Carl is new. Kiddy's been with us a while. He comes and goes. Mike's a regular. Glenn is here from time to time. When is you're coming over, Glenn? What's news? What can I say, Neil? Not a lot, really. Not a lot. It's we've fallen back into the old. I've got a story to tell tomorrow. I told a story the other day. I told a story the other day. Not really a lot going on. Art in the park. Call blimey. Look what the cat dragged in. How's life, Simon? I was about to say it's all good. There are things I could complain about, but who would listen? No, it's all good, mate. Thanks. Glenn Higgins should be in the Philippines in a week's time. Wow, that has flown by. I thought it was another month away. Okay. Well, message me and I can talk to you about hotels. But yeah, on the old Airbnb front, I was surprised. And I'm not going to dig anyone out, but a couple of people suggested it made suggestions on my Facebook page, and I wouldn't stay there. Ignore them. But there are a lot of hotel options here. A lot of hotel options. How's life for you, Art Park Garden? See, it's not often I'm lost for words, but I'm subdued then. I'm thinking about hotel options for Glenn, and then there were no comments coming up. I forgot I was live for a moment. It's been a long day. I'm having problems with the kitten, but pleasant problems. We will overcome them. But it's been a ridiculous week. X-rays and all sorts of things, ridiculous vets bills, but there you go. She is having a few issues, but we will get through them. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Sometimes the chat runs up. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? What can we talk about if no one's going to talk to me? Um, it was a wet week last week. Was it? The week's all blending into one over here. Quiz night tomorrow night. I'm actually lost for words. There's not really a lot going on at the moment. It's yeah. Art Park Garden. We will listen, Simon. We're your online therapist. Tell us your troubles. We will listen. Well, I better lie down then if I'm going to do that. I'll fold the camera around and I'll tell you about my mother and my childhood. So Glenn is coming. A few people coming over I've met through the channel. Glenn's coming over next week. That has crept up on me. Who else is coming back? I can't remember his bloody name now. He's ridiculous. He's embarrassing. I wish I hadn't said it now. I've got to think of his name. Anyway, there you go. I'm having a senior moment. I better start getting my dementia plans in place. Yeah, there you go. And someone said a funny joke on the YouTube channel early on in the comments, and I can't remember that either. What the hell is happening to me? This is not good entertainment, is it? A confused, middle-aged man. And I am middle-aged, before anyone says old man. God, that pisses me off. Not the idea of being an old man, but the idea that I am an old man. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I'm even going down that route. I'm encouraging people to try and wind me up. There was a joke earlier on. I'm going to find it now while I wait for the comments. Paul, good old Paul, lives up in the mountains, said it on one of the videos. Here we go. He was talking about the dementia video, and he said that his favourite car bumper sticker was, here we go, dementia. You don't know what you're missing. That is funny. Right, who else have we got now then? Art Park Gardens. Just picture us smoking pipes, sitting back in armchairs and wearing tweed suits. Tell me about your childhood. Yep. I'm from ever now, Art, whenever you post a comment, I'm going to have Sigmund Freud in my mind, in my subconscious. Siggy. There we go. Did you know Sigmund Freud was not a psychologist? I put that in the quiz once. What type of medical doctor was Sigmund Freud? He was a neurologist. There were no such things as psychologists when he started doing his therapy. But that's a long time since I've done that in the quiz. I might do that again in the next couple of weeks because that caught a lot of people out. My childhood, God. I had an uneventful childhood. I had very much pretty non-eventful life, really, when you think about it. But there you go. I don't really do drama very well. This is if I'd known people were going to be so quiet in the chat, I would have bought some fruit or something I could have juggled, keep people entertained in between the comments. So we've got no Billy yet. We've got no James yet. We've got no Jackstar yet. We've got no Adam net yet. We haven't had Trevor Howard for a long time. I wonder what happened to Trevor. He used to be a regular. I must have bored him to sleep one day and he forgot the channel existed. Well, come on in, people. Tell me something. Can anyone recommend an Airbnb in the Dumaguete area, preferably Valencia or Darwin? Or I'm surprised there must be lots of people with Airbnbs here, but yeah, they're just not something. If you're a local, you're going to stay in. There was one I lived in an Airbnb in Sibylan I quite liked, but I don't think it would be for you, Glenn, because what I liked about that is how central it was, how it was bang smack on the road. But you want somewhere a bit more out of town, don't you? So I don't think that would suit you. I've got a couple of friends who are here a long time at the moment. Lachlan's back over. I don't remember him, the Scottish guy for the channel. He's staying in a hotel long term, but that's in the city. And I got another friend who comes down from the mountains from time to time. He's got a month stay, a very good rate in a hotel, which he really likes. But again, it's in the city, and you want to be outside the city, don't you? 11 people now, and not a comment for Art Garden's got the number one. I didn't know that. I've got a top fans list here. I've never seen that before. Art Garden's number one. Glenn Higgins is number two. Mike Thompson's number three. And Neil Davis is in fourth place. There we go. Jim Pendergrass, keep chatting. Don't know why you cannot see it. Have you got comments coming up, have you? And that's very strange. No, I don't want to stop streaming. Art Park Gardens, Darwin is a pretty cool town. Well, that is very strange. I've got them coming up now. I didn't have them coming up before. Well, we've got a bit of movement now. That's very strange. Ellen's washing up. Otherwise, I'd get her on the case and see what she could see on her phone. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Darwin. I'm not saying it's not a pretty cool town. I suppose it depends on your perspective. I've got some friends that live there. They like it, but not for me. Not for me. I you know, in fact, of all the places in this area where people live, Darwin would be one I just wouldn't live point blank. I'm happy where we are. I like Pecan, but I didn't mind Valencia. I just decided I want to be more central. But Darwin, what's there? I mean, if you like snorkeling, and that's a big part of your life, I suppose you could walk to the beach and snorkel every day. But in terms of restaurants and nightlife, it's all resorts. You know, it's very sterile, and they're all same, and they're all overpriced. There's no, I mean, I interviewed a couple for the channel a while ago, and they were staying in Darwin, and they were saying like after 9 o'clock, the place is dead. You know, there's nothing there, and you're a long drive from town. But I say, I mean, each to their own. If you're someone that doesn't like to go out, if you're really into the beach, and I don't know, it's for some people, but not for me. Mike Thompson, what happened with your cat? It's God, it was constipated, and it wouldn't go, and it didn't have a crack for like 3-4 days. So then the vet, I said, can I not go give it some laxatives? But then they insisted I had to go and get x-rays and make sure there was no stomach blockage and all the rest of it. And then they put her on laxatives and some other things, and it worked. And they wanted me to come back and get some more x-rays. And I thought, I'm not going to keep doing this and viral checks because, you know, it's a kitten at the end of the day. I mean, it seems healthy. It's running around. It's doing stuff. But now it's not had a dump for the last 3 days. I mean, it's happy, it's growing, it's running around, but they keep telling you if a kitten has diarrhea, it's serious. You've got to go and get a vet. If you take it to when they're constipated, you say it's serious. You've got to take it to the vet. And all the vets seem to do is tell you need this test and that test and this test and that test, and they tell you at the end it's constipated. Well, no shit. Pardon the pun. But I don't know. I worry about her. If she hasn't had a poop in the next couple of days, I'll put her back on the laxatives, and then I don't know, I'll get some more x-rays and things. I don't know. Glass of Finger, great quiz question for Kabaddi. Is huge in India and Europe, but how many teams in America are there? Yeah, but the trouble with a question like that is it's a guess, isn't it? It's a guess. I mean, I do put the odd question like that in, but in reality, who's going to know the answer to that question? You know, I'm not saying it's not a good question. It could certainly be something I could pop in. I could probably use that for a tiebreaker. Usually what I do for the tiebreakers is what's the population of this country, or what's the distance from, but I have to Google that first, because then no one's going to know the exact distance in miles. So, you know, the tiebreaker is whoever gets the closest to the number. But yeah, a question like that, I did a question the other week, you know, along those lines. You know, the point is, it's, you know, nobody is going to know that answer unless they've Googled it. I certainly haven't got a clue. It's a multiple choice, so everyone's just having a guess, aren't they? Art Park Garden, repost when I imagine moving there. I think initially there would be some anxiety in the process. Repost when I imagine moving over there. I think initially there would be some anxiety in the process. What, moving over to Darwin? You've lost me there, Art. Um, so are you thinking of moving over here? I do get confused. I apologise, my friend, if you told me before, but I talk to so many people, you know, on the chat, and I do get confused, and sometimes I get behind on the old comments. And by Glenn Higgins, I will be spending my first few nights in Bocalod. Few things to do first: prescription glasses and a visit to the dentist. You're getting your prescription glasses in the Philippines? Why on earth are you doing that? I'm still kicking myself for not getting my prescription glasses in Vietnam. I should have got some in Thailand. Here is not a good place to get prescription glasses, Glenn. Honestly, trust me, mate. They're not that cheap as in other countries, and they're crap. I've still got a couple of pairs from the UK I wear from time to time, and they're like 4 or 5 years old, and they're fine. The ones I've had done in the Philippines, they're fucked within 8 months. The lenses just go, they're awful over here. But anyway, up to you, mate. They'll certainly be cheap in Australia, I imagine, but they're not going to have the same longevity. Dentist will be all right, probably be all right if you get the right one. Jim Pendergrass, it is raining. Is it raining where you are, Simon? Plenty of rain here. It's not raining at the moment, but it has been wet. The last couple of weeks have been wet. We keep having typhoons. I never keep abreast of them. I always catch them by surprise, but not heavy. I mean, last week, or was it the week before in the quiz, I had to ask a friend to give me a lift because I couldn't go on a scooter because it was too wet. But yeah, it's wetter than usual, but it's not like, you know, flooding or anything like that. Art Park Garden, you're describing paradise. Darwin is perfect, and the price is right for places. Yeah, if that's what you're looking for, then fantastic. And the price is right for places. I think it's a lot more expensive in Darwin than it is in Bekong and Doomba, isn't it? I don't know. It's just they've got some restaurants there that are supposed to be good. So I've not been to Darwin many times. I've gone there for beach parties. There's a place called Uzi Beach where you can have barbecues and things, and friends have had like parties there. I've gone there, and Ellen's got a friend that lives in Darwin. A couple there. We've gone and had lunch with Max and Hilda a few times. But I just find like I just don't like it there. I mean, to be honest with you, the beaches ain't great. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know why. If you're into the beach life and you want the quiet life, I'm not sure why people don't live in Sikki or the furthest part of Sibilan, because the beaches in Darwin are pretty crap, really. I mean, they're black sands and they're crowded. And anyway, I'm not trying to put you off. If that's what you like, that's what you like. But there's not many good restaurants there, and they're so spread out. It's amazing how many people I know or you'll meet in town who come down from Darwin. I don't know many people from Doomba who go up to Darwin of an evening. But there we go. Art Park Garden, moving to the Philippines. Have you got a time scale on that, mate? I'm moving from where? Plaster finger, reference to Kitty. If she's constipated on the goat's milk and gets the shits on the replacement that's milks, maybe put her back on the cat's milk for a few days. Have done, mate. Did do that. She's on the cat's milk now. And tomorrow I'm going to start weaning her. So I'm going to put the kitten stuff in. I think Ellen's right. I just panic. Oh, I don't panic. I get stressed. I worry about it. I fall in love with that little kitten. So I'm like, this is serious. That is serious. As a few people were telling me the other night in Sideways, she's a feral cat. You know, they're tougher than you think they are. You know, don't worry so much. So I'll give it a couple more days. I might put her back on the laxatives. But equally, I might just take her get some more tests because I like to get to the bottom of this. But yeah, I did, mate. I did. That's what we did. I came back from the vets. I kept on the goat's milk for a couple of days because the vet told me to keep it on the goat's milk and keep her on the goat's milk, but to heat it up to pasteurize it and let it cool down. So I started doing that, and then I thought I'm just going to put her back on the kitten milk, and she's been back on the kitten milk now for about a week. Glenn Higgins, cheaper than Oz. Yeah, well, Where do you get them in Oz, mate? I mean, I don't know if that's what you want to do. I mean, I don't know what they're like in Australia, but if you get them in England from my opticians, the glasses in the Philippines are like a third of the price. They're much cheaper. But if you get your glasses online in the UK, like I did, they're more or less the same price. You know, they really are. I had a nice pair of Ted Bakers, a nice pair of Oakleys that I got online with Glasses Direct, progressive lenses, so they, you know, light and dark and all that. And I've still got them. I lost the Oakleys over there, but I've still got them now, the Ted Bakers, and they're fine. And that's 4 years on. The glasses I've got over here, I've got 2 pairs within 8 months, and they were no cheaper than the ones that I got in the UK. And they're not designer frames or anything, these ones. And the lens is just scratched, and the thing, they're just awful. I really have. I'm wearing these ones now. They're not prescriptions. I've given up. I might get another pair over here, but I wish I'd had time to get some in Vietnam. But there we are. Frankie Bryan, welcome on board. Where did you get your glasses? They look good. These glasses, they came with a house. These are reading glasses. They're just +3s. And they're better than the prescription. They're not as good. The trouble is, the ones I've got from the UK, they're progressive ones. They're not that good at dark. They've always been a little bit, you know, they're great out in the daylight. But the prescription Philippines I've got, ones I got over here, they're no good now. I'm on these. So if I could trust the opticians over, I'd go and get another pair. But I've been twice, and both times the glasses have been crap. They seem okay to start off with, and they try and upsell you to the best lenses they do, but they're like £100 more than they would be in an actual. I think it's like 500 quid for their top of the range lenses here. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, but thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that, mate. When I do get some more glasses, I will get in this kind of style. Plastered finger. Oh, according to the Kabaddi Federation, it's 8. Well, there you go. You see, you had to look at the Kabaddi Federation. That's what I'm saying to you, mate. It's a good question. I might chuck it in to piss people off, but you know, I just know the reaction would be the same as if I put, "What is my mother's maiden name?" You know, because the reality is, how the fuck does anyone know that? Even if you were into Kabaddi, even if that was your sport, how are you going to know how many? I did once put how many native Indian tribes are there, official native Indian tribes in the States. And it's something like 1,400, thousands. And then people moaned about that. How the hell are we supposed to know that? But I think they've got more chance of getting that than the Kabaddi question. Frankly, Brian, best Asian countries for good value dentistry, health checks and glasses. You're asking me the question? Well, Hong Kong is supposed to be fantastic, but they're expensive there. A mate of mine got some done within 2 hours. When I looked at Vietnam, they've got an incredible reputation. They're very cheap, but they're cheaper than the Philippines. And they said on Google that a lot of places will do them within 24 hours, get them next day. Because if you get them here, it will take you 10 to 11 days to get them done. But a lot of the places in Vietnam, apparently they do them then and there in the shop. You know, you pick them up the next day. They've got all the equipment and that there. So I'm no expert, mate. I would say, but based on my experience, Thailand is better than here. I've never bought glasses in Cambodia, and all the reviews suggest that Vietnam is better than here. And I've had a mate who said Hong Kong's fantastic, but Hong Kong's not cheap. I think he paid about £500 for his glasses. But I don't know how much of that was because he had special lenses or how much because it was done in 2 hours. I don't know. Dentists, the dentists here are very cheap, but they're not great. I've had my teeth, what do you call it, scraped, dental hygiene visit here. I had them bleached when I first got here. It was a lot cheaper than the UK, but it wasn't. So the customer service was left a lot to be desired. And I have heard a few people who've had problems with dentists here. There's loads of dentists, they're all over the place, and they are very cheap compared to the UK, but nowhere near as professional. I would hesitate in having anything serious here, like having a tooth or something taken out. Thankfully, I've never had a tooth out. I've never had a filling. So I've been quite lucky like that. I'd be reticent to get them done over here. Thailand's fantastic for dentists, particularly Chiang Mai, Bangkok. There is a lot of tourists that come over, you know, fly over to get Americans get their dentistry done in Thailand. Not sure if it's the same in the Philippines. Maybe there are better dentists in Bacolod, but I'm no expert. I've only been to 2 dentists over here. As I say, I was not blown away with. I won't go back to either of them. Put it that way. Adam Fenton, Adam is in the house. Hi, Adam. How you doing, brother? Hey, everyone. Good to catch you live. I'm out of the apartment enjoying the evening breeze on the beach. How much longer are you there for, Adam? We're toying with the idea of maybe going over there in the next few months. You might still be in Da Nang when we get there. I say toying. It is it's just a thought at this stage. Ellen's telling me how she wants to go to a white beach for her birthday, and I'm thinking, well, but then I'm thinking, wait a minute. I've done nothing for my last few birthdays. Why are we always going here and going there and going there for her birthdays when she never gets me a bloody present? I mean, so I don't know. I'm rethinking the offer now. I'd like a private jet for my birthday, but I'm not going to get one, am I? I wouldn't really want a private. What would I do with it? Jerry Stanley, what's up, mate? Still here in Cebu? Well, I'm glad you're still there, mate. How is life on that wonderful island? Haven't heard from you for a while, Jerry. How's the extended family? Plastered finger waves at Adam. I can picture you there, Billy. Wave. Funny seeing you on your first couple of videos, because it's like you always have an idea of what someone looks like, and it never is. Yeah, I don't know how I imagined you, but I did not imagine you how the way you are. But that's not a bad thing. Don't take that the wrong way. It's just hard to, you know, it's always hard when you listen to the radio to put a face to the voice. But with this, you're putting a face to the text, you know, which is even harder. It's on time. Greetings from Tanguig. Greetings, mate. Welcome on board. How are things in your world? Mike Thompson, my eyes are fine. It's my arms that are getting shorter. Yeah, I think we all have that problem, mate. We all have that problem. It's a shame glasses aren't better here. I say maybe I've had a bad experience, but I went to an optician's in Siggihor, and she tried to upsell me ridiculously. I mean, she wanted something like £500 for these glasses, for new glasses. And I was like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, they're good glasses. They're the best. And I said, well, I've got what glass I'm wearing now are very good glasses. And I can't remember if they were the Ted Bakers or the Oakleys. I said, and they're designer frames, and they cost me £175 in the UK. How can it cost me £500 here in the Philippines, which is supposed to be cheaper, for a bog standard frame? So I left it. And she wasn't very happy. And then I went and I got some done at a friend, well, that nutcase of my neighbour. He recommended the place. I went there. I got them for about 140 quid. They weren't designer or anything like that. And when I put them on, they weren't right. And she said, give them a week and they'll settle. And they did settle. Or she said, if it didn't settle within a week, I could take them back. So I don't know why. They just weren't as smooth as my ones before. But I thought, they're okay. They're fine. The sunshine factor and that all worked on them. But after about a few weeks, I just got picking up little scratches and things, which I'd never got on my other glasses. And after about 6 months, they just smudged and they're just finished. It's Ando time. Dentist here told me my teeth are fine, but my gums will have to come out. Dengo Philippines. Hi, watching from UK. Well, welcome, Dengo Philippines. Why are you called Dengo Philippines if you're in Slough? Did you live over here? Are you planning on living over here? Are you of Philippine origin? Do you have, what's the story? Where does that come from? The Dengo Philippines. You're welcome. I don't think you've been on the chat before, have you, mate? Right. I've lost my Adam Fenton. Medical tourism is huge in Thailand and Malaysia. Yeah, it's certainly huge in Thailand. I don't know about Malaysia. I imagine it is. India now is really taking off, and India's huge. And I was looking at some things online the other day, because Thailand always used to be a cheap option, Turkey was, but India, a lot of the places there, they're half the price of Thailand. Some of the surgeries they're doing over there. Scott Geen, hey Simon from Scott, New Zealand. How you doing, Scott? What's the word on the street? Welcome on board. Jerry Stanley, we are good graduation coming up for the kids finishing high school first. Because one finishing high school, one starting high school. So where is the one who is finishing high school going next? Are they off to university, or are they off to the employment market, or what's the score there, mate? Yeah, I imagine tourism would be big in my. I don't know if it's in Vietnam. I know I'd have to look into that. I think that'd be the next evolution for Vietnam. If they don't have a medical tourism industry there, I'm sure they will quite soon. I certainly got the impression in Vietnam that they're very professional compared to the Philippines about everything. So I'm sure the hospitals and that they probably are as well. Very Scott Geen, going to retire in Thailand 4 years' time. Can't wait. New Zealand too expensive. Well, I'm sorry to give you some bad news, Scott, but you're going to have to wait. I don't know what the option is. If you're going to retire as planned in 4 years, you're going to have to wait, mate. There's no way around it. How old are you, Scott? I have images of you as being a younger chap, given that you're into arm wrestling and all that kind of stuff. Are you an older guy? Well, Adam never answered the question about his time in Da Nang, did he? He's probably thinking, God, the last thing I want to do is see that couple again. There we are. I don't know why my chat keeps freezing up. We've got 19 people. Oh, here we go. 60 age in March, Simon. There you go, Scott. I had no idea you're that old, brother. I thought you, for some reason, I thought you were on the younger side, but you are 60 years young. So you'll be retiring at 64. Is that the retirement age in New Zealand? And will you have to come and go? Will you be like a lot of people? You've got to do 6 months in the Philippines, 6 months in Thailand, and 6 months in New Zealand. Is that how it works? Adam Fente, my comment got blocked. Well, it wasn't blocked by me, mate. And I don't think anyone can block it. The only person that can block it is the admin, which would be Ellen. And I haven't set her up as an admin tonight or mod or whatever. That's very strange. Did you say something offensive, Adam? That's very unlike you. It's under time. I've had my time. If I had my time again, knowing what I know now, I'd have gone to Thailand too. Committed here now. Anyone else feel like that? Well, how long have you been here, and how long have you been in Thailand in total? I mean, Jim Brown out here now. Thank God for solar. Got Brown out of you. Is that what? I wonder if you were, you'd gone off somewhere, you'd run out of things to say. Oh, yeah, thank God for the solar, mate. I was watching a video last night, and a guy who's built a house out here, and for the first time, it's got me thinking about building a house out here. I won't. I mean, the madness will go out of my brain, but he was going through how he had his panels fit and all that. It's a nice place, very cheap as well. Jerry Stanley, yeah, she's going to study something, not sure, but staying in school. Good for her. Scott Geen, no, Simon, 65 age pension. Called portability transfer pension into the Thai bank. Really? Because I know a few New Zealand guys have got to go back. Alex, who I interviewed for the channel, has got his own channel. He's had to go back for 6 months. He tried explaining me how it worked, but I've got confused now. Because I know in Australia, if you leave before you reach retirement age, you've got to go back, or you lose your pension. Got to go back for, was it 6 months of every year or whatever, and stay in the country for at least 2 years. I know if you've got past retirement age, like my old mate Ray, you can come and stay out of the country forever. But some strange rules. We've talked about that on the channel before. I'll be interested to his End of Time says about how long he's been, because I don't regret leaving Thailand. I'm thinking about trying somewhere else now, but oh, there she is. I'm still half dressed. What's going on? Aren't you going to wave? Going to pee. Adam Fente, no idea how long I will be here in Da Nang, but I just did my visa run to Laos, so my visa's good through May. I basically think in 3 months chunks in Vietnam. How did your visa run go? Okay. How long? How smooth was that? Did you just cross and come straight back again, or did you have to stay over for the night, or what? Jim Pendergrast, my comments keep going astray. That's strange. Adam said one of his was blocked. I wonder if one of the trolls has hacked my account and up the mischief. It's on time. 8 years here, built house, kids, etc. Just holidays in Thailand, but a better country in my opinion. It is a better country in many, many ways, but you can get bored anywhere, mate. That's why I've never built a house, because like people say you should do this and you should do that. I've got no idea where I'm going to want to be in 10, 20 years time. There's been a few places I've been happy living in. I was very happy living in Phetchabun in Thailand, but I'm just glad I didn't build a house there, because then I'd had ties there. It's very hard to ties, pardon the pun. I'm glad that I've never put my roots down too much. But I mean, you say a better country. What is a better country? Now, I'm not standing up for Thailand now, but a classic example would be one of the best countries in the world that I've ever lived is Sweden. I mean, it's just a great country. The people are wonderful. It's sophisticated. It's got great, healthcare. It's got great education. It's just the infrastructure is fantastic. It's a very civilized place. It's Scandinavian countries are by far the best in terms of overall living standards of any countries in the world. Sweden, Finland, Denmark. They're fantastic. But I wasn't happy living there. At the end of the day, the weather and all sorts of things. Much as I loved the place, after 2 years, I wanted to, and my wife was in agreement. So, I mean, yeah, you can say Thailand in many, many ways is better than the Philippines in terms of infrastructure and all the rest of it. But, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think home is where the heart is. It's what you make of it. Like Dumaguete. When I went to Vietnam, we were strongly of the opinion that we were going to move there at some stage, because it was fantastic. But since I've got back to Dumaguete, I'm thinking, it's just holidays. We'll go to Vietnam for a few holidays a year, because I'm happy here, but I might not be happy in 8 years' time. I mean, the point is, I think when you're committed to a place, when you've built a house and that kind of thing, it's probably easier to think I made a mistake and regret it, because you can't move. There have been times I thought I want to move here or there, but I can't because of Ellen. And she's putting faith. You don't know what I'm about to say. But the point is, so that's an easy excuse. If Ellen, like Vietnam, turned around and she did and said she wants to go, then that takes my excuse away, and I start thinking, do I really want to go? No, so I mean, it's like if you can't really leave, I think the grass is always greener. When you can actually leave, I think you often think, do you actually want to? If that makes sense. Scott Geen, want to live in Bang Sarai or Cha Am down south? Yeah, I know you've mentioned that before, mate, but I've never been there, never heard of them. I don't think anyone in the chat has ever heard of them, so can't really help you with that one. Then go Philippines, moved to Norway, loved it, very clean. Yeah, it is. I mean, the thing I didn't like about Sweden was the winters in Stockholm. It's depressing. Don't get me wrong, summer's fantastic. Nothing like going to a nightclub at 11 o'clock at night, coming out 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's daylight. It's like wonderful. But when it's like dark at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's just like this. I didn't mind the snow. The gloominess of winter, and it can get you down. Sweden, it's like the apartments. We live in apartments over there. They've all got committees, and they're all retired pain in the arse people who've got nothing better to do than go to the committee meetings, and you always get you can't do this and you can't do that, and the committee's decided this, and God, it drives you nuts in that sense. And everyone lives in apartments unless you're going to move out into the suburbs and that. You're going to have committees. There's a lot of rules. It's a little bit like Germany and that. It's very officious, very draconian in many ways, Sweden. But wonderful place, wonderful food, wonderful culture. Scott Geen, too cold. Adam Fente, I used the most popular visa agent and they took care of the whole process. So I walked in and out. Long bus rides, but the process was good as it could minus the distance. As it could be minus the distance. How long did it take, mate? I'm not sure what they charge you, but I'd have been tempted just to jump on a flight, fly to Thailand, fly back in again. I mean, mind you, when in Vietnam, you could fly to Laos, couldn't you? Fly to yeah, because I'm thinking of from the Philippines, from doing yeah. Anyway, so if we did move over there, which we might still do, I don't think we'd worry about the visa runs. I think we'd just come back for the Philippines for a few days and then go back over again. Someone was saying in the comments the other day that they can be quite fussy in Vietnam. Like sometimes you can just go across the border, they won't let you back in again. I used to hear those horror stories in Thailand back in the day, but never knew it. You heard the stories, but you never knew anyone it happened to. I never had any issues. But it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But I was quite surprised that they said that in the chat because I'd not heard that in Vietnam. Because that only started in Thailand after a while. And when I first moved there, it was no issue. Everyone was doing it. There were loads of companies that just drive you go. Everyone knew it was going. It was one of those things. Then they slowly started whispering they were going to crack down on it. I thought Vietnam was like, the early days of Thailand. They knew what you were doing. They didn't care because they don't have a retirement visa. They don't have any options. So they're quite happy you to cross over and come back again. But maybe I'm wrong. Are you going to say hello, my lovely? She's pulling faces. She's doing rude gestures now. What's wrong with you? Put that away. Good Lord, you make me blush. Adam Fente, I arrived in the bus pickup at 6:30 a.m. and got dropped off back to Nang at 10:30 p.m. Rough. Oh, I wouldn't want to do that. No, that's no good. Adam, mate, you're a man of means. I know Bitcoins ain't doing the best, but fly, brother, fly. Don't do that. I used to use a visa agency in Pattaya. I used to drive down. I used to come down from Phetchabun because I had friends in Pattaya. So I'd have 2 or 3 days in Pattaya. I'd go down to Soi 6. There was a pub there called the Victoria, and they'd put you in a little. Well, they said it was a VIP. It wasn't a minibus. It was like a transit van with seat. It just I don't know. Anyway, small minibus, and they'd drive you up to the Cambodian border and drive you back again. Just walk over. Took about 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours back. And I always used to think, God, I could do without this. That's a long drive. But it was nowhere near as long as that. Bloody hell, mate. I would not want to do that. Joey Stanley got the PH license Monday, but traffic is murder here. How did you get it? Did you go LTO or did you go to Fixer route? And what did you have to do for yours? Seamus Dirty, where are you living now? I am living in Bukong, which is just outside Dumaguete on the island of Negros. It's more or less the same place. It's not like they just mingle into each other. You're just driving down a road, and then 1 minute you're in Bukong, the next minute you're in Dumaguete. There's no gap in between them. The two cities are just like joined together. Colm Farrell, welcome on board, mate. I've heard of Bang Sarai. It's 30 minutes north of Pattaya. I've heard of Bang Sarai. He didn't say Bang Sarai, though, did he? Did he? He didn't say Bang Sarai. I didn't think he said Bang Sarai. I'm sure I've been to Bang Sarai. Isn't that place where it's got a really dodgy red light district where it was supposed to be like Pattaya used to be 10 years? Because if it's what I'm thinking of, they do minibus trips down there from a few of the bars. Go in the mornings, come back in the afternoons. I didn't think he said Bang Sarai. Was it spelled different? Anyway, I can't find the message now. Adam Fente, if I fly, it's a lot more expensive for me since I am forced to apply for a visa. Oh, of course, because you're American, aren't you? I'm not allowed to apply for a visa while in Vietnam. If I fly to Thailand, it's a minimum 3 business days wait, etc. But can't you do it online with VPN? I'm not saying you should. I understand your problem entirely now. I get that. It hadn't occurred to me that you've got to get a visa. But could you not apply? I'm just saying theoretically, could you not apply for that while you're in Vietnam using a VPN? Or do they block that as well? Yeah, I see you got no option there, mate. That's tough. That is tough. And that didn't even enter my brain there, Adam. Comfrel, Chatham is 30 minutes north of Hua Hin, both quiet beach towns. Okay. I've never been to Chatham. I'll tell you that for a fact. Not even heard of Chatham. I've heard of Bang Sarai. I didn't think he said Bang Sarai. There you go. I think I've been to Bang Sarai. I'm sure I have. I think I went on one of those minibus trips once when I first got there. Seamus Doherty, is it just me or are there a lot of fight videos in Pattaya going around?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just you, or yeah, there are.
I've seen that a lot in Facebook.
So it's not just him. Ellen just said, yeah, as I said, as I read that out, is that just me or are there a lot? I don't know, mate. Apparently so. Ellen is saying there are a lot.
I don't know. I don't follow the page, but I just see them. No.
I'm not going to make it look like I was going to turn the camera around then. I don't know, mate. Ellen's saying there is. She's seen a lot. I don't know. I'm not really a social media follower. I used to watch, can't think of his name now, Tim Newton's channel all the time, since he was on the Tiger, and they talk about it, but I watched it today for the first time in a few weeks. So I don't know, mate. The question is, are there more fight videos going around in Pattaya because there's more fights, or are there just more people with their phones out? Always amazes me, though, that people get in trouble in Pattaya, because you just know if you're going to get in a row with the security in that over there, or any of the Thais, or you ain't going to come out on top. You've got zero chance. So it always fascinates me that people are stupid enough to do it. It's like I remember seeing that video on Soy 6, I don't know, probably about a year ago now, where those two guys got the shit kicked out of them by the security there. And everyone was like, security over the top, they shouldn't be doing that, it's terrible. And they shouldn't have done it. But equally, if ever there was an example of fuck around and find out, it's there. I mean, just don't do that don't fuck around anywhere. But you're bloody if you do it there. It's I mean, they're all ex-Muay Thai. You know what it's like in Thailand. As a second you get in a row with a Thai, everyone's going to jump in on the Thai side. Yeah. You're never going to win. What?
It's not just the
Sorry, was I talking when you were? Yeah, Ellen's trying to distract me for some reason. I'm doing it. There's this thing. You see, I'm doing a live stream. There are people here. I'm talking to them. When you just break into a conversation in my left ear, I don't know. But she's saying she's watching a fight video now in people. Yeah, no, that's the way it is. It's always the way. It's way like in Asia. I've heard it's the same here in the Philippines. If you get in a fight with a Filipino, there are loads of Filipinos. I remember the Filipino P saying that if that happens, that none of the Westerners will help you, but all the Filipinos will jump in there, all sit together. I mean, that's true. Certainly, what?
There are a few cases, but not all the time.
Ellen's talking again. Yeah, well, she says. Yeah, but anyway, she basically gave the impression that you'd be in a bar, and if you get in the night with a Filipino, you might think you're bigger than the one with two, but the second it starts to a fight, all the Filipinos will jump in on you, and none of the Westerners will help. And I think it's bullshit about the Westerners not helping. I mean, what would happen in Sideways? People would jump in, wouldn't they? You know, I mean, if it's your friends or whatever, people are going to break it up. It's not going to be. There are fights here. So when you have a night down, I saw a fight the other day, and there were increasing number of expats fighting over this. Pissing me off. I don't know. We've got some right arseholes here at the moment. I'm not going to mention the bars and that, but I've seen a couple in the last month, and it's pissing me off. Kid stuff from people who should know better. But the point is, I don't know what my point is now.
Your point is pointless.
I'm having a senile moment. What was the point of saying that? What were we talking about? Anyway, the point is, because they're Westerners, there is a tendency from the other Westerners to let them do it. And the Thais don't get involved either. But a couple of times I saw one about 7 or 8, well, no, probably a bit longer now, up at a place called Little Dongans. And this drunk old American upset this Filipino guy. And the Filipino went to stand up. And I'm not joking, there was about 10, 11 tables of Filipinos. And they all said, sit down, stop. And they got him away. You know, they weren't going to let him. And he was younger, you know, something. So I think the Filipinos are more likely to stop it. I mean, certainly if it was a Westerner fighting with a Filipino over here, I think the Westerners would jump in and drag the Westerner off and say, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? Because that's out of order. It's their country. So, I mean, I don't know. I've got stuck behind on my comments. Adam Fente, before Americans were looking to get the last chopper out of Nam, now Americans are trying to get the fastest bus into Nam. Carmen Farrell, correct. That's the same place with the minibus trips. Oh yeah, I've been there then. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. What do you want to live there for? Art Park Garden is the lovely Ellen gracing us with her presence this fine evening. We know what she's like, mate. She pretends that she doesn't want to be on camera, but you get a quick one little clip there. Hello, wave.
Love you.
There you go. She's camera shy. That's all you get on the Ellen front. She's in hysterics now.
You know, I don't wear bras in the house.
They're not looking at that part of your body. Manila Gorilla, welcome on board, mate. I always got a chuckle out of it when the two old dudes start throwing hands. Yeah, I just, well, I'm going to try and avoid getting into this now, but there are some younger Americans. And when I say younger, probably in their 40s, ex-forces, who have arrived here in the last year, and wherever they go, there's shit, and there's a bike again. The point is, it's just the same group of people, and there's a British guy as well, and it's just the same cat, and the same people are getting banned from every bar, and not learning their lessons and doing the same thing again. I mean, I was out the other day and I'm with a couple of friends, and I'm not going to mention the name of the bar or whatever, but I'd heard of this person. I'd heard of what he'd been doing in other bars. And he comes in, and within 1 minute of getting in there, he's fighting with someone else. And he got upset when the bar banned him and told him not to come back. And so, you know, and you're just sitting there thinking, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, it's like, you know, I don't get it. It's like I've said many times, it's strange. It's a lawless place, Dumagetti. You know, no one cares over here. I know a lot of people say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It might be different on other islands. It might be different. But brawls and fights in bars and all that kind of stuff, no one calls the police. And if the police do come or get involved, if it's other expats, they don't care. You know, it's like, you know, they don't care about anything here in terms of drink driving, wearing your helmets. It's a strange place. But it's annoying me because I've had words with a couple of them. I've said, like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? You know, you're spoiling our... Anyway, so when I end up rolling around the floor, one of them, you know why it was. But they're really pissing me off. And a few people, I just don't get it. They're disturbing the tranquility of this place. And people are saying the other day they're giving expats a bad impression, you know, a bad name. Well, not giving me a bad name. I'm not American. I'm not, you know, anyway, I'm not going to bang into it. Jerry Stanley, well, went to the LTO medical place. All they did, take my picture, then LTO license, place fingerprints, pics him. So you just convert, and yeah, the SRV people took me. So I had recent physical. So you basically, you just transferred your license over then. You didn't do a test, you converted it. Well, they call it transfer, convert, transfer, whatever. Yeah, that's what I did with mine. They did nothing with my medical. Didn't even just sign the thing and stamp it. Art Park Garden. Okay, I protest. Got about 2 seconds of the lovely Ellen, and then the commercials. I was cheated. I'd give you another 2 seconds of lovely Ellen, but I don't think there are another 2 lovely seconds of her. She's going, no, 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 but I know what she really means. She'll get in a different pose. And he's all surprised. Ooh, I didn't know.
Stuff is good.
Yeah. Manila Gorilla. Are they just not able to handle alcohol? I don't know, mate. I don't know. The one I saw the other day has clearly got a screw loose. I mean, it was so fast. I thought they were joking. Because he literally comes in, sits down, then he starts talking to me, and I'd heard who he was when he came in, and I recognised because people had said something about him. And he straight away, where's your accent from? Where are you from? Blah blah blah. We talked to him a little bit, and then there's another guy stood next to him, and they're talking. He's an American, like he said, where you from? Blah blah blah. And the next night they both stood up. I thought they were joking, and then bang bang, and they were off. And I'm thinking, Christ on a bike. It's and literally 3 days before, I'd been in a bar called the Brew Garden, and they were telling me how the same guy and his friends had had a fight there the week before, and how he'd had to ban them all. And he'd called the police, and it was the first time he'd ever called the police because they were so big he couldn't deal with them. And then I say, it's same. It's just insanity. Scott Keane, too many tattoos. He-Man. Adam Fenton, I don't get why foreigners will go to a foreign country and act on their worst behaviour. Some people are just stupid beyond help. Well, I tell you what, 2 of the ones I'm talking about now, they're not long for this world. You know, I don't, I'm amazed they've lived this long because it is just, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to bang on about it too long, and I'm holding up a syringe. This is for the kitten. It's not for me. I'm not on the hard stuff. This is for giving her probiotics and her laxatives. Yeah, it is so, but it's irritatingly childish. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. It's one of those things. I've known of these people's existence for about the last 6 months to a year, but I've never crossed paths with them. I just keep hearing these stories. But for some reason, the last 2 weeks, they have started crossing into my, because they've been banned from everywhere else. So they've been banned from all these other places. They started coming to the places I frequent. And not for much longer, because 2 of them that I go to, they've been banned in the last. But anyway, yeah, bunch of arseholes. A lot of people will say how, the Philippines, everyone's of a certain age, and it's just an old man's. Well, I tell you what, us old men are a lot more sensible than the younger guys. Because, these are all in their 40s. And they're fucking the place up. They really are. Don't get many guys in their 70s causing problems like they do. And the amazing thing was, because the owner, I'm not going to say his name, he broke them up and said the thing over, but then they wanted to get a drink. And the female owner, like his wife, was like, no, you're banned. He said, no, no. He said, no, you're banned. You're never coming back here. You're gone. And then he started shouting abuse at her. So then, like, a lot of the locals were like, don't talk to her. And they were warned. We were older, but there was a lot of us, not to do that. But they felt like they had been so aggrieved that they couldn't believe they'd been treated like that. They couldn't believe that they were being barred or not allowed to have another drink. And thinking, you've just fucking walked in a bar, broken a chair, fighting him. What the fuck's wrong with you? And you think you don't think you've done anything wrong. Unbelievable. Anyway, my chat has dried up now. Ellen, is any chat on your phone? I don't know what's happening. Jim was saying earlier on, people's comments are getting blocked and deleted. We're up to 28 people watching now. I only have 13 likes. There's no Jackstar tonight to say share the love. But I'll say it for myself. If you're enjoying the channel, smash the like button. I always like to get the 30 likes if I can. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it. It's up to you. No pressure. The last one I've got here is Art Park Garden 8849. So what's the 2026 plan? Maybe crack 10K on the channel. Now
there's one from Digital Nomad.
I haven't got that yet. It's not. They're obviously.
Yeah, it's for review. He said, "Good evening. Shall we hear from Australia?" If you're living in Cambodia, I have lived in Philippines, Thailand, and now Cambodia. 6 years old in retirement visa. Kampot says
Can I have this a second? Hold on 1 second, chaps.
I don't know if you can read it because they're in gray. See, now you're searching it.
Right. Yeah, but because I couldn't hear what you were saying. You were saying it too quiet.
Yeah, because I was getting it ready for you.
Right. Anyway, I think there's a delay coming up there. What's the name of the guy?
Digital Nomad Richard.
Right. Could you read it out loudly?
No!
Are you going to read it out?
No, just read it out.
I can't see it.
Here, this one.
Yeah, I can't see it in the grey.
Of course you can.
No, I can't. I can't read.
Okay, he said, "Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Shower here from Australia, currently living in Kampot, Cambodia. Have lived in Philippines, Thailand, and now Cambodia. 60 years old in retirement visa. Kampot has the same wankers."
Well, there you go. I love the way she says, say Australia again.
Australia.
She says Australia.
No, I
They
don't.
do say Australia. Australia. Anyway, right.
I just put a stress on
So
the
basically what
second.
you're saying is you're living in Kampot in Cambodia and you've got the same wankers there. I'm surprised by that, to be honest with you, mate. Been to Kampot a few times. When I was living in Siem Reap, Siem Reap and Kampot are about the only two places I've really been to in Cambodia. Might have changed a bit then. I'm quite surprised it's got like that, but that's a shame. That's a shame. It's yeah, I don't know why there are so many wankers. Right, here we go. Our part gone. So what's the plan for 2026? Maybe crack 10k on the channel. There is about as much chance of me cracking 10k on the channel as there is of Ellen getting me a birthday or a Christmas present.
I got your birthday present. I got your paddle. What do you call that?
Oh, no, that's a lie. She got me a pickleball paddle. I take that back, sweetie. Yes, you did. But it was after the fact. So maybe we'll all crack 10k.
I told you I'm gonna buy you shorts. You don't want it.
Anyway.
I don't know what to get.
So the answer. So basically, yeah, we don't have any plans. Not with the channel anyway. Look, if I got 10k, it'd be nice. I just don't care, mate. I'm happy with quantity, not quality. It's not quantity. With quality, not quantity. And we're up to 17 likes. I do appreciate that. I do wonder why the other 13 of you haven't liked, but there you go. It is what it is. Art Park Garden. Okay, that makes up for the 2 seconds. There you go. Makes up for the 2 seconds, Ellen.
That's your last comment.
That's my last comment. There we are. Right, what time is it now?
8:11.
Right.
Are you gonna?
Yeah.
What time are you gonna feed her?
I'm going to finish now. Right, well, I don't know what I've done. I pressed something on the camera and it's made the thing go up. Oh, here we are. Digital Nomad Reject. They got herded here after being kicked out of everywhere else. Oh, is that
Yeah, from the wankers.
Okay, right now I know who you are. Your last comment got dropped for somewhere else. Did it? I don't know why's my camera gone all light? What have I done with the light here? I've done something that's made it go all bright. No, I touched something on the screen. I touched something. Anyway, maybe I didn't. I don't know. There you go. Well, that is the thing. I was worried about. Well, I wasn't worried, but I often wonder when they banned all the bike gangs and that in Thailand, whether they were going to come here. But there you go. Adam Fenner, I'm still walking by the beach, but happy to have dropped by in the live. Well, thank you, Adam. I'm glad that you dropped in. Going to get dinner and head home soon. See you guys later. Yeah, Adam, that is a good time to say goodbye because I'm going to have to knock it on the head now because it's kitten feeding time. 8 o'clock. Got to give her next feed. But I don't know why the camera has gone so bright. I don't know what that was about. I pressed a little icon on the screen by accident and it has screwed up the brightness. But yeah, it's going to be a short one tonight, I'm afraid, chaps, because I've got to I've got to feed the kitten. I have responsibilities now. I'm a parent. Ella's not. She's got no responsibilities. She just like nudges me in the night and says it's time to feed her and stuff like that. Or just like then, when are you going to feed the kitten next? If I don't have anything to do with the kitten until we go to the vets. Then she pretends to be the most caring person you've ever met, and she'll ask the vet questions, and she sits there and nods, and and then we come outside. She says, "Did you hear what the vet said?" No interest at all. No, that's true, and you know it's true.
Fine, but doesn't mean I don't care.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, fine. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go now, chaps. I'd like to say goodbye to people, but I do not know what is happening with my chat tonight. It is not. Hold on. Here we go. Art Garden. Have either of you done any island hopping kind of thing where you explore the islands? I've seen people rent small boat and lunch for $200 for the day. No, we were just saying, a mate of mine next door, he's just come back from Shargout, and he was asking me why I don't go to more islands. And I said, I just can't be bothered, mate. It's the same. Everywhere is the same here. You know, it's just the same. The beach might be different. They'll have a prettier water fountain or whatever. But the food, the restaurants, the people, it's just not worth it. And it takes you so long. It like take 2 days to get to Palawan from here, where you can get to Thailand or Vietnam in like 7 hours. Why would you? And he's just been back to he went to Shargout for a week, and he got back tonight, came around the house and said, I'm never traveling in the Philippines again. It's all the same. It's just took me like 15 hours to get there, 15 hours to get back. And yeah, not for me. I mean, we might go to Mobile. Well, you're putting a face there. We've been a couple of times. Well, no, she's been once. I've been a couple of times. Just because it's not too far to get to. I mean, you can get there and like from here with the ferry, 3 hours on the bike. Might go to Siquijor again. No rush to, because it like takes 45 minutes on the ferry. But might go to Bowlhole. That's not too far, but I will not travel anywhere. Anyway, I think now that it's starting to catch through that we're going to go. Right, there's a delay, fellas. Right, Jim's said good night, so we know that. Art Park Garden, you should interview him about Shargout. I've already interviewed him for the channel. It's Sam next door. I don't know if anyone would be interested about Shargout. I might do. Anyway, Scott Keane, good night, everyone. Yeah, good night, fellas. Got to feed the kitten now. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you did, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you did. But whether you do, whether you don't, whatever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe and be lucky.